Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're diving headfirst into the wonderful world of Skyrim hair mods. If you're tired of the vanilla hairstyles and want to give your Dragonborn a fresh new look, and most of the other NPCs in the game, then you've come to the right place. We'll be exploring the different types of hair mods out there, from simple retextures to completely new hairstyles. These are my top 5 favorite hair mods for Skyrim on Xbox. Let me first explain the differences between meshes and textures for those new to modding, so that you'll understand these references when I use them both in this video and subsequent videos I'll be going over soon, covering our NPCs from head to toe with improved appearance mods. So, meshes. Those are the underlying 3D models of an object in Skyrim. They determine the shape and structure. Whereas textures are 2D images that wrap around the mesh to give it color and detail. So think of it like this: a mesh, a sculpture made of clay. The texture would be the paint and details added to the sculpture. In Skyrim modding, mesh mods change the shape or structure of an object. In this case, it would be our hairstyle. Texture mods change the appearance of the object, giving them a new color or a higher resolution, such as how we see these hairs. Are they shinier? Are they more matte? What is the resolution of the hair? The colors, highlights, etc. So let's get into my top 5. So the first mod we're going to look at is called Vanilla Hair Remake by Jog, or Jowg. There are a few different options for this mod available to us on Xbox, with fewer hair changes and much lower file sizes, down to around 7 megabytes. The one I like is highlighted, and that's 740 megabytes, and it completely replaces all of the playable hairstyles in the game with new models. So modified hairstyles similar to vanilla, but kind of different, much more realistic looking and of higher resolution. These are reimaginations of the originals, remade from scratch in the same aesthetic, but with greater detail. Let's take a look in game. So before I show you the changes that Vanilla Hair Remake does, let's take a brief look at the vanilla hairstyles. Now, I'm not going to show vanilla again with each and every mod, so let's get an idea here of how we can compare the improvements. So look at the mesh and texture. This is Skyrim Special Edition on Xbox. We don't have physics, unfortunately, but it looks a little dated, to say the least. So look at the mesh, look at the textures, and let's compare. Okay, so now we're looking at the changes by the Vanilla Hair Remake mod. They are very subtle changes to the hairstyles. And what are the hairstyles, or the shape of the hair? Those are considered meshes. This does not add textures. So it's not adding highlights, it's not making the hair a higher resolution. But what you will notice with this mod, other than the very subtle hairstyle changes, it's very lore friendly, is that the hair looks a little bit more stringy, like you can see more strands of hair. In some instances, it seems layered or just a little bit fuller, but it's just basically changing the shape of the hair. Now, the mod author highly recommends, and I also recommend, that we add on a texture, a secondary mod that's going to improve the resolution of the hair, making it look, at least in its color, even more natural, more realistic. The mod author recommends Salt and Wind. There are like a dozen mods out there that add Salt and Wind textures to other mods, as well as to the vanilla hair. But the one that I chose, we're going to go over that later as a standalone for the vanilla hair, but we're going to add it here and we're going to see what the difference is. Okay, so I added a 2K Salt and Wind overlay, and you should already be able to see a difference. The hair looks a lot more natural. It looks fuller in a way, like it has more gloss, more shine naturally. It doesn't look like realistic hair, as this is more of a vanilla plus makeover for our NPCs and our player character. So it's lore friendly, it's very much like vanilla, but significantly improved. You should be able to tell the increase in resolution just by the hair color alone. It gives it a little bit of highlight in there, and like I said, just makes it look a bit more natural. And the two mods together makes it look a lot better than vanilla, where it just looks like one piece of hair. So next we have KS hairdos. There are a few different mod options to choose from with this, depending on what look you prefer. But I like Salt and Wind. So let's choose that particular mod, which is one of my personal favorite hair replacers. And it has a total of 40 hairstyles for you to choose from. For in-character creation for both male and female characters. At roughly 96 megabytes, it replaces the hair of 43 NPCs with these really cool realistic hairstyles. Mostly just followers and some named significant NPCs that are quest givers. If you want more characters to have really nice new hair textures and meshes, you can combine this with Vanilla Hair Remake or any other hair texture like Salt and Wind, so that their hair is more similar to your followers. It won't be so immersion breaking, as every other NPC in the game will have Salt and Wind textures as well, so there is at least some similarities. In addition, I personally recommend adding a mod like NPC Clothes Changer and Maintainer, or Cheat Room, which will allow you to change any NPC's attire to whatever you'd like. So then you can remove default mage hoods from Elia, Arendor, and even Farengar to actually see their hair. So sticking with the Salt and Wind textures, let's just go over the Vanilla Hair mod that I've already shown you. This is ported to creations by Naughty Molly. File size is only 28 megabytes. These are textures to match the retextures made for KS hairdos using Salt and Wind resources by the mod creator Jasper the Gnome. These are 2K textures. These are textures only, so you can use them with pretty much any other mod that modifies the vanilla hairstyles in the game, like Vanilla Hair Remake. The next mod we're going to look at is called Vanilla X New Hair Texture. Naughty Molly is also the creator of this mod. They found a vanilla hair retexture at Nexus but didn't really like the coloring too much, so they made some small edits to it and brought it here to us on Xbox. They hope we like it too. I do. The base texture they claim was created by an unknown user at Nexus and is 2K resolution. Vanilla X is pretty much the vanilla hairstyles, and the resolution raised in the hair just seems to pop a little bit with more highlights and brightness. The hair strands seem to really stand out significantly more than vanilla, so if you don't like the plain ordinary vanilla look of hair, which seems like it's just one piece of Lego hair, then definitely give Vanilla X a try. Okay, so I know it's not the greatest hair texture mod out there. I've shown a couple of nice ones and I've got my favorite up next, but I do like this mod because it has the most distinct changes to the hair at the absolute smallest file size. I just don't like the braids. They don't look particularly nice because the mesh just looks like one solid blurry piece. But outside of that, for less than 4 megabytes, this does a really nice job for texturing the NPCs in the game. And this is my ultimate favorite, Superior Lore-Friendly Hair by Anvar. There's a couple of options to choose from. One just a little shinier than the other. This is a texture and mesh replacer for vanilla hair. This mod is true high definition quality according to its description. It is 2K. There is both a normal and saturated version. The hair is 100% handmade ultra fine texture that is 100% lore friendly, which is because the styles are very much like they are in the vanilla game. This is an extremely low file size. It is under 10 megabytes and it covers 80% of all the hair in Skyrim. Also, this works great with KS Hairdos and Apache Sky hair mods. As it states in their description, this is an enhanced normal map for a better 3D look and shine. And I do frequently use this particular mod in the load orders that I showcase on this channel, as it is a small file size and offers a noticeable change. But I always add a small mod for player character hairstyles because it's not like we're going to change it that much in a single playthrough. So you can just pick a small mod that has a hairstyle that you really like for your player character. You can get a mod with just one hairstyle for a few megabytes if you want to. And I know these characters in the presentation are looking a little rusty and dusty with that awkward shading on their faces, but we're going to fix that with skin textures in the next video. And no worries to new modders, at the end of this series I will use my favorite mods from each beauty category in a load order as a tutorial on how to add appearance mods and avoid performance issues. So until then, I'm T Lindsay B. Thanks for watching Too Chill for Debate Gaming, and hopefully I'll see everyone who watched this video in the next one and the subsequent appearance mods in this series. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.